Sorry, that was really loud. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode of Dungeons, Dice and Dudes, where we take all three of those things, mix them together, and magic happens.
Oh, baby. Is that a new tagline? I like it.
I mean, I've used it, I think I used it in the last session, and then I used it about 3 or 4 sessions before that.
I've certainly heard it before.
Yeah, it's been mentioned.
Yes, let's make it a tagline. I like
So we're
it.
getting shirts printed.
As producer, I can let you know.
Aha!
I mean, that would be the first thing that you've done as producer.
Donuts that one time.
Yeah.
Was that when we still played with Matt?
No.
I
Shitloads of donuts. And shit.
Okay.
Yeah, that was very good.
It was very kind of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the only time doing that.
Well, welcome back, everybody. We are coming off of a small hiatus after we've had, surgery for poor old George, and we're just shit at planning.
There was lots of illness, actually.
Yeah,
Illness, and
Illness.
it's the Christmas
Yeah.
time. It's the
Mistletoe.
Christmas
Mistletoe and wine.
Fuck.
But hopefully we should maybe find a bit more of a pattern. Probably more so after December, once everybody's kind of gotten Christmas and that sort of shit out the way. But speaking of getting things out the way, we should probably cover a few things at the top of this. Starting off with, if you are not necessarily able to, well, we don't do it live anymore. What am I talking about? Maybe you just want to watch us on... No.
Okay, you're having a stroke.
Yes.
Yeah. New
Sorry, guys, I
DM.
got
Come on.
this time. Alright.
If you want to find us on social media, where can they do that, Tim?
I'm so glad you asked. You can find us on 2 platforms. We're on, actually no, 3 technically. We're on YouTube as well, where the I guess vlogs
Yeah.
get uploaded.
The vlog.
Vlogs.
Vlad.
But our primary streams of social media are Instagram and Twitter. You can find us on Instagram at dungeons_dudes or on Twitter at every time.
We've had a break,
Every
guys.
time.
Yeah,
Alright, we've had a break.
That's my excuse.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Every time I
But
fuck this one up.
I'm back.
Because it's different to
Bitch, you're thinking I died. Which is the price I got.
dungeons_dudes, yeah.
Dope.
On Twitter handle, that's our Twitter handle. Or,
Cha-ching.
Very nice.
cha-ching.
Little inside baseball for you all. We don't know why, but a lot of sexy ladies get recommended to our Twitter account.
Every 2 notifications on my phone is our Twitter
Why-
account.
why is
with
that?
Like,
Why is that, Tim?
Why is it?
not me. I've done nothing wrong. Holding up my hands
I swear to
for
God.
the people listening.
the-
Stop touching your dick, Tim.
He's gone mad! Thank you,
Fuck.
Tim. Now, as we somewhat mentioned, George, we do stuff with YouTube, don't we?
We do, yes, we do. If you'd like to watch us on that platform of choice, just search Dungeons, Dice and Dudes on YouTube and you'll see our back catalogue there. We're behind 2 uploads, but we're getting there. We're staying strong.
Slowly but surely. And as you probably realised, because there hasn't been a deep cut so far, Sai's not with us. So instead we've got Rob filling you in with the where you can actually find the podcast.
Oh, hi. Yeah, there's tons of places. There's so many that I'm not going to bother listing every single one of them off, but would rather recommend you check your favoured podcast provider and search Dungeons, Dice and Dudes. I'm pretty sure you'll find it there.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Good.
Don't forget
Wait.
to copy RSS feed.
Yes,
Yeah,
RSS
Yeah,
feed,
yeah.
Grey's
Okay.
Anatomy.
Yeah.
Peace with you.
And finally, but certainly not without any kind of great... Oh, fucking hell, I just can't even think tonight. Look, Dan Lowe, could you tell them about your great podcast that you run?
Thanks, man. I can.
Something crunchy mechanic.
I thought there was going to be more, but no, it's not. Tell the people. If you head to thinkingcritically.co.uk, you can find all the information on my podcast, which is a D&D discussion where we take a single word or topic and discuss what it means in the D&D and wider TTRPG framework. That's it.
I think you
That's
did
my
that
tagline.
last session, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Did you do it for me last session?
Did I do it?
You did
you?
do it,
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
do it.
thanks.
I did it, yeah.
Not as like smoothly as that, but
Yeah, no.
No,
It wasn't as good.
I think I got super excited about saying crunchy mechanics, and then the
Yeah.
rest I kind of forgot about. Just kind of crumbled out.
it's a fantastic phrase. It just makes you think of cereal though.
Cereal's great.
But hey, I got to do a voice of him. I get to do a voice of Sai. If you all just slowly dip out for one reason or another, I'll kind of be playing.
You don't need to say
vicariously.
Yeah.
You can just do the whole show by yourself.
Yeah, like that one guest that you had.
True that.
Has that come out?
Yeah, that one's
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
The solo one-person player ttrpg he does.
Yeah.
Sounds like a madman.
Nigel Mudman.
Madman.
Anyway, let's crack on because, as always, we started way later than anticipated.
Time's time.
Like us. Crazy.
This will possibly be a shorter session than usual, just as a heads up to you lot at home. But hey, that might actually make it easier for you to listen to. Apologies, Mark, though, because you probably like the longer ones.
That's true.
That's what she said.
Story's the episode with the guy. I had to find out. It's bugging me.
See, this guy is fucking professional over here.
Yeah.
I could barely fucking do an intro right now. Anyway, we're going to start this session, as we do every single session, with a recap of what happened last time.
Thank God.
I mean, it has been a while, so we all kind of need it,
it's
really.
fresh.
Absolutely.
So, in the last session... I'm not going to do that.
Please. Want it. In the right voice.
I might just pre-record these, because now that I've got a voice changer...
You could do like corpse ones each
Yeah.
What are you doing?
In the last session, my cat decided to throw himself across the room. And Def Hums had entered into the second round of the Gauntlet of Chord. Wow.
Gauntlet board. Got us. Slammed us.
Fighting valiantly against a large Bahir, the group watched as Ulrich fell, further loosening his grip on this realm. With resources dwindling and having to wait for Ulrich to revive, the group made the tough choice of bowing out of the tournament. Much to Sabine's chagrin.
The right choice.
Fuming.
With them gone, the Gilded Marauders went on to win the tournament, whilst the Valkyries fought valiantly as well, but lost a member themselves, and were seemingly spared by a large white dragon, which was bizarre.
Did it have blue eyes?
What's that, sorry?
Did it have
you-
blue eyes?
Piping up during the intro?
Sorry, I just wanted to make a Yu-Gi-Oh reference. You can carry on.
There'll be more now.
I'm so sorry, this is terrible performance from us so far.
Awful behaviour.
You spent the evening enjoying free drinks from fans and drowned your sorrows, whilst Owain struggled with his recent increased visibility. Tying up loose ends and Ulrich rejoining the group with a request seemingly from Durgob to aid in an ambush of his group. And so you prepared to leave Mon Ulum the following day. Your last night there, however, Sabine experienced an incredibly vivid sort of fever dream where she seemed to take on the appearance of a ferocious furred beast. You you roamed the streets and eventually stalked and tore apart an individual somewhere in the murky alleyways of the city. And you awoke and weren't entirely sure if it was real or if it was just a really bad alcohol-induced dream. But you ended up falling back to sleep. And that is where we pick up. It is probably relatively early in the morning. You guys didn't go too hard on the drinks, I don't believe. But yeah, the morning is yours. You kind of all slowly start to stir.
Roll for hit dice.
Oh yes, yes. So everybody else did go up to level 10. Sabine went up to level 11. So we're going to roll Danlo's hit die.
4 out of 6.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Straight down the middle. I'll take that.
Oh,
Smash it, baby.
that'd be free, wouldn't it?
Yep.
We're all here. We're all here. We made it. Most importantly.
I'm here to be funny, not to do like maths.
I mean,
How did
that's...
they do?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
Cut that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first 20
George,
minutes.
as the new editor of the podcast, could you cut that out? Thanks. Yeah. So, morning's yours. You all slowly stir.
Was there another meta question before we begin?
Yeah.
To fill in the blank that I left. Are we going to fight somebody today? Is that the plan? Just wondering how to do my spells.
We're not sure. We're going to aid in ambushing the group of people that Dirgob is with, who I don't like because they...
It will be within the next 24 hours.
Ambushing.
So, yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
This will be
you
accordingly.
guys haven't discussed if you are doing this peacefully or if you're going to just murder everybody.
What do you think's going to happen?
I'll split the difference. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
A little bit of... I didn't say.
You didn't say.
What were we going to say?
No.
Nothing.
No. Don't do it.
Wasn't going to say anything. Unlike that teen film, Say Anything.
She's just not that into you.
It's not meant to be.
Just like that other movie.
So
Right.
many
Unlike
movies, so
Jamia.
little time.
Unlike Jamia, who is so into me.
Ah. To me or to you?
To me. R.I.P.
No, I feel it. Anyway.
This is a low point for this podcast.
No clue what just happened.
There was cross-referencing, there was some other bits
I'm
and
so
bobs.
lost.
An MC Escher painting of pop culture references.
I like to think it's more of a Renaissance painting.
Yeah.
Dark Magician Girl.
And full circle.
Yeah.
Close that loop.
I'd like to head downstairs in the tavern, please.
Yeah, I'd like to go
You
get
are.
breakfast.
You guys are doing it wrong.
Yeah. That's not how you play D&D.
And I'll approach the bar and just ask, somewhat groggily, because I went a bit harder than I otherwise would have, because I was drowning some sorrows,
Yes.
for a fairly hearty breakfast, please. As many sausages and bacons and eggs as you can fit on a plate.
Yeah, no worries about that, mate. I can absolutely do that for you. Hey, just I was rooting for you.
I appreciate it.
I had a bit of a soft spot for your pack.
Yeah, no, we're a good sort, a good bunch of folks. It was frustrating, very much so, to see the Marauders take the win.
Yeah, but I mean, they're normally fan favourites to win.
Yeah,
They got a lot of money behind them, you see.
they do. Look at us ragtag group of upstarts doing as well as we did, eh?
Well, yeah, exactly. It's not very often that we get unknowns coming in and actually doing pretty decent. So you should be proud of yourself. I'll tell you what. Get a pint of ale on me.
Beautiful, thank you.
That's all right.
So I'll take a seat and begin eating my plentiful meats.
Yeah. And now that the event is kind of fully concluded, it is far quieter. Like even outside, you can hear like a general kind of hum of activity, but nothing compared to what the past few days here have been like. Which is weird because that's been your only experience of Mon Ulum, so it's a bit of
A culture shock.
Sabine comes down, joins you at your table, and I'm guessing you haven't eaten all of your food yet.
No,
She's just staring at the meat on your plate, and just kind of just really confused looking. Just like,
Is everything okay, Sabine? Would you like some?
yeah, no, I'm not really that hungry. Yeah, no, I'm okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just a weird evening, but yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, no. Did you sleep okay? Or?
Not really, no.
No, neither.
Hmm. She just goes back to staring at your sausages.
oh.
I'm sure they can cook you a batch up if.
I'm really not hungry. I must be hungover or something.
I'll put a fork in a sausage and try and hold it up. Are you sure?
And she just like almost recoils a bit and she's like, no, I'm good, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
I might get a drink though.
Good call.
She goes over to the bar and gets a glass of wine.
What is this? It's the morning, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Guys really are drowning your sorrows.
I guess I stumble down. Make my way to the bar, get some food. I still have a messed up face as well, don't I?
It's getting better.
Mm.
Yeah, it's still like there's less bone and it's more just like paler skin compared to the rest of your face.
Okay.
Yeah.
We buy you a mask last session.
We did buy him a mask that was too tight for his head.
That's it.
Left it upstairs by accident. So. Hello, I'd like some food, please, if that's all right. I feel I need to fill up the old tank, as it were. Yeah. How you doing? You all right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely fine. They're all over there, so feel free to head on over. We can settle up your pay for your stay and whatnot at the end of this. If you're heading off,
Yeah, I think we might be. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for being very nice to us. You all right? Everything okay?
No, I'm half left.
Ha. That's a good one.
Because right and left.
You make it
Sorry.
on my face.
What? No.
Oh. Okay. Sorry, misunderstood. I'm sensitive this morning, apparently. I'll be over there. Nice to see you.
Cool.
What'd you say?
What?
Ah, okay.
Roll for initiative.
Aura goes and sits down. Cool. And can I have some food, please?
Yeah, you order whatever food you want.
French toast.
I'm
So I'm just checking how much this is all going to cost you.
Really count on that win.
we got that winning money, right? From winning the championship, right?
To be fair, I think you already paid for a couple of nights anyway, so it'd probably just be this last night and whatever food you
I
have
think we did
today.
it up front, yeah, because it was cheaper.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got
book in
money.
advance, you tend to save a little bit.
I have some money.
Booking.com. Booking.yeah.
Yeah. On my way.
Yeah, you start eating. Eventually,
Drinking the wine, just shaking hands.
Is it red wine?
Yes, yeah. I don't have rosé here. Cheap fucks.
eventually, Owain also makes his way down. Although he has a bit more. He's got like a shawl, which looks like it's made just like he's like torn open like a pillowcase cover, and it's just kind of wrapped over his head a little bit.
Oh, I get because everyone saw his face. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what
Just kind of like skulks over towards the table and
What a
takes a seat.
delinquent.
I'll declare, not that loudly, but morning, Owain.
Yes. Quiet, but the name, please.
Sorry, morning, friend.
Uh,
How did you sleep?
I've had better nights.
I
I
think we
think
all
as have we all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Any sign of Quinn? Anyone see him this morning?
No, I haven't seen it.
Just debating what he wants to do.
What, leaving the group?
This is it, it's a goodbye.
Oh, I've got a message from these guys I'm going to go see instead. So
The winners. I'm hanging out with these cool dudes now.
Hey, to be fair.
Got propositioned.
Oh, did you?
Sabine did, yeah.
Bullshit. I'm gonna quit. Yeah, no, I think he'd have been up quite early anyway, so I was sitting at a table for two when you came down.
and I just didn't spot you.
Head buried in my book.
Fair enough.
Deliberately not enough room for everybody to sit at. until everybody else is down now.
My first perception's only 10, so that
This bitch.
I've got a big cool hat on that you have seen in the past. Again, now I've done some rejigging behind the scenes.
Is it doing its thing? Or
Nah, not yet. I did debate doing its thing, and then realised it'd be very obvious hanging out with you guys that who I would be.
Yeah.
So, man in disguise.
Oh yes.
And then I think when everybody is sat down, then I might. That's the sound of a book closing, and not me clapping.
look over at the sound of the closing book.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
The pages are made out of meat. You're right there.
Two thick thighs.
You've
You've actually got a
It's got a clap back to it.
The book is wrestling in my thighs.
Books are just based on that of wood flash, so you know.
With a 19 passive perception, I probably would have spotted you.
Now, certainly now, yeah.
Well, before as well.
Yeah.
So Sabine doesn't look up. She's like, "Oh, good of you to join us finally."
Yes, well, I was just gathering my thoughts before the journey ahead of us, and whatever it may hold.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Take a sip of water.
Every time.
The highway maneuver on Ulricks.
Maybe I should do that sometimes. Actually, think about what I'm doing. Sounds fun.
Yes.
No, you're more of a Rolling Stone. You just go where.
What, like the band?
Confirmed.
Canon.
It's canon.
In the universe.
Yeah, the Rolling Stones.
The Bardic
exist.
group,
Yeah.
the Rolling Stones.
Yeah,
Rolling
like the
Stones.
band.
Hits such
Oh,
as
yeah.
you shan't always get what thou desire.
Always like that one about the devil. Really spoke to me.
Mm,
Yeah.
sympathy for Muhammad.
Were you drinking this morning?
Not alcohol, because I'm not got a problem.
I mean, mine was free, so...
Yeah, that.
I've seen shit, alright?
I'm just drinking milk.
I want
Go
the
for that
freshest orange juice. Gus on.
from the cow.
Okay.
No.
Oranges aren't particularly native to this area. Though they do have.
Grapes are.
They've got some
So
like.
is wine.
It's like a blueberry, kind of more of a berry type juice. It's a bit
Yes,
thick, but
That will suffice. Have some pastry, croissant or something.
you can have bread loaf.
I'm sure you could wrap it into a
Tiger bread.
croissant.
No.
Fold this loaf of bread into.
Put some butter on it.
Just
Be
smash
real,
it,
real
smash it
continental.
down.
Yeah.
Churned butter out back.
Raver.
Whatever. I'll just have whatever they got going. My original.
Ulrich, the
Aye.
did you get much by way of instruction for the coming soiree?
Oh, no, not really. Just that they were heading out of town, and it would be a good time to kind of get involved and ambush them in some way. Knowing Durgob, you know, he's probably doesn't have a decent plan either. Just kind of go with the flow.
Swing hard, hit big.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Do we know, like, what are the exits out of the city? Do we know that? Like, would they go out one way or another? Or?
You don't. There's the main entrance that you came in from, but that's about all. You've kind of been very much in the centre of the city and not really explored too much.
Do we know where they're staying?
But for Quinn's benefit, when you had this chat with Durgob, were we all there? Did we all get the details?
it
Just
was-
you.
Letter.
So we all read the letter, and it.
I'm checking another letter.
Okay.
Not the no Quinn, sorry.
Yeah. So down low.
Yeah, it
For the
was.
benefit of the listeners.
It was sealed with an insignia that was similar to the armband that I think you were wearing.
Oh yes, I spotted
As
that.
a
in our first
potential
meeting.
sign of like familiarity, and it wasn't the most well articulated letter in the world. The gist of it was that that they would be leaving the next day and that an ambush would work when they made camp before arriving at a harbour that was where their ship
Oh
was.
shit!
Do we
Okay.
know what direction the harbour is?
I'm going to ask the barkeep.
There you go.
Oh, it's a harbour in the city. Is the implication? Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
Hey, caramba.
So if I
So
get
it's landlocked, isn't it?
The city is, yeah, so if
so it's
my-
got to go out a little bit to get to.
They're going to head east if my mental geography is correct.
Yep. This is going to be a stealth mission.
Sick.
We've got a sneaky.
We can work it out. We know where they're going now. But do ask.
Did I catch the
'cause
barkeep's name?
I think
Sorry-
you lot
sorry to
might
pick
have
on
at some
this.
point.
Nope.
Yes, Hemi.
Hemi.
Hemi,
I'll
whose
stroll
voice
over.
has probably changed every time you've spoken to him.
He's trying stuff out.
Right?
I'll approach the bar with my now mostly empty
That's got to be around it,
ale.
right?
I'll
Yeah.
pop it down and say, I'd have another one, if that's okay. Hemi, quick question. How far is it from here? How long would it take us to get to the harbour?
He kind of like leans up from like both elbows on the bar, reading a book. Closes it. Well, I don't know. I mean, which one is it that you're trying to get to?
Which one is it?
Doesn't say.
Does this?
It's very light of
The
information.
nearest.
The nearest one, yeah.
Yeah, where's the closest?
I mean, technically, the closest one would be Merchant's Hollow.
Okay.
That's like pretty much direct east. You, depending on the route that you take, you might cut through the kind of the Xanic Plains a little bit, but yeah, it's pretty much the closest one, I guess.
Ulrich overhears this and is like, do you know if, like, the royal party, you know, where they're usually based, you know which way they'd be heading?
Who?
You know, like the king and shit.
Well, the king's normally in his palace, if I'm
Where's
honest with you.
For those who's been...
That's a little bit further north. I think you kind of walked past there when you were heading towards like the smithing district. It's where it kind of... Actually, you, Sabine, would be more familiar because when you went to that kind of like that embassy, yeah, it was like further up the road. You could see it, though not a massive amount of detail.
Okay.
Oh, that was dumb.
I
Sorry.
fill you in on that.
Yeah. Being dumb.
Yeah. What? I mean, what are you up to? Hey?
A friend of ours invited us to take a trip, and he said meet him at the harbour. But
Oh,
it's,
that sounds nice.
it's we don't know exactly where he meant. So
Ah,
yeah.
yeah.
He's an orc like me, so you know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
details.
That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I suppose. Yeah, probably just the city guard in general would probably be a good bet. Yeah, they'd probably know most of the time who's coming in and out because of risky business. After everything that happened in Luxon.
Terrible.
Awful.
Truly
Yeah.
awful.
What happened?
Yeah. What, yeah.
Well, you haven't heard?
He's not got a very good memory.
Oh.
Oh,
that's
with
The-
the blow,
the-
that blew himself
the
up in
explosion.
market.
Yeah.
We were right there, weren't we, when that happened?
No, I don't think so.
No.
You were right there.
He's got a
He like yelled
Wild-
out something and then like stabbed it in his
wild
chest. didn't he?
imagination, that one.
It's a terrible.
Steve just leans
He's
into
had
her
a
wine.
head injury.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Shut up.
we were in Fluxum. Ulrich, you got it. You've misremembered.
I'm hearing
Alright.
lots of different versions
Yes.
of this same information.
We're a confusing.
These two are drinking. It's
So
He got
I
hit pretty
recently
heavy by
had,
the Bahir. So.
yeah, I recently had half my face mauled off. So like,
I did see that.
probably
I did see that.
Impressive
Yeah.
work, eh? That he's back up and standing and got half his face back.
You must know a really powerful cleric.
Oh,
Something like that, yeah.
very powerful entity.
Go.
Some wicked powerful magic. You bet your ass.
I barely know any clerics, to be honest with you.
Owain kind of whips around. That's the power of Cernan for you.
Oh, I forgot you, eh? The breakfast table.
Owen, did you need to pop back to the temple before we depart?
Oh, why did you?
Oh.
I don't know if we have enough time.
We're really busy.
oh, yeah, really
You might have to, you might
This watch
have to
stopped.
send your well wishes remotely.
No. Cernan is always with me.
Yes.
Yes.
As a we, unfortunately.
Very well.
Right, well.
I want to get back to private talking. So once the barman has,
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
settle up what I need to pay for the food and stuff.
Just mark off. Because you got that one for free. I think it's only like a silver piece.
lovely.
Yeah, it's not messing up.
Just in case we didn't talk about it before, how certain are you of Dirkgob's intentions, Ulrich?
I mean, he's my pal. He's my mate.
He wasn't when he
Say.
well, he wasn't when he attacked you in the middle of the street,
He
though,
wasn't
was
all
he?
that friendly then.
Yes.
I mean, he's hit me before.
You need
Friends,
to talk to someone.
friends don't tend to hit each other.
No matter how much you might want to.
Well, let's take a leap.
You see Owain staring daggers. Just shaking.
Hand on his sword.
I just completely don't even clock any of that. Almost there, sweet.
On the way.
Let's take a different approach. And how about we think about this logically?
Please. I settle into my loaf of bread.
Just
very good.
tearing chunks off, like, by all means.
Like popcorn. Yeah.
Why would Dirkgob message you privately about wanting to help us,
Did he do that?
even though I was
You
dead?
messaged him.
Yes. Well, no, because I tried to catch him out, but he never said
And
like.
then sent a
I
letter.
said later, but that could mean anything.
He-
That could mean I'll kill you
after
later.
And then he
after
said, like,
when
Ulrich
I-
fell, he offered to.
Stefan,
Oh,
Stefan
yeah.
again, he sent us a letter.
Why would he do that if he didn't want to, help out with us and didn't have good intentions? And, I feel I'm a pretty good judge of character, don't you?
Yes.
I mean this with all due respect. You don't seem like a good judge.
Well, no, I haven't done my law degree or anything yet.
No.
We'll get there.
One
We'll get
day.
there. One day.
You keep
yeah.
hitting the books.
I have to read books.
Yeah.
Fuck, never mind then. It's gonna happen.
I don't trust a lot of people, but wasn't he with the group that was trying to wipe out your people?
Yeah,
And
that's
what if-
a bit suspicious.
What if he's luring you in to finish the job?
Indeed.
I mean, this is like super
I
like
looked
shady
to
shit.
I looked at Owain at the mention of that.
All right, okay. Well, if it is a trap, I've always found the best way to, sort out a trap is to spring the trap.
I prefer disarming them. And then...
Nah, I find this like fucking heave ho always works out very well.
Okay.
Well, how if the intent is ambush? I have a suggestion. If we're fairly confident that we know where we need to go, is this easterly harbour. We find a spot on the road. We lay a trap of our own. Perhaps I feign some kind of injury in the middle of the road.
Broken cart. Always a good one.
Infallible.
If they, beseech them for their help, and then as soon as they offer it, we
But yeah, you won't work as the bait. We'll need someone who's exceptionally weak and timid, and I look at Owain, despite being incredibly weak and timid myself.
I like this idea, but side note, he said to do it when they were making camp.
That's true. That's
That
what
is
I said.
true.
He
No.
could
But
say
then
that
we could-
in the letter.
We could, that person could maybe perhaps wear a hat that might make them look very weak and timid, and then they need to camp with them, and we have a man on the inside who can signal us when it's prime time.
This is actually a great plan. See, when we think about things logically,
Really got some great synergy going here, folks. This
what's
is,
that?
Kind of like
Sounds like a
buying
type
low,
of cheese.
selling high. Keeping an eye on the the bull markets.
The bull. I'm more of a bear man. So.
Yeah.
Couldn't, if we needed extra information, couldn't you message him? Just be like, by the way, your note was really shitty. Where are you leaving from? When are you leaving? And then when it's time, is it good to go and do the
I have
anthem?
my proper.
like
To
that.
save an inside man getting caught. and
Yes.
fucked over on
Let me
their
see
own.
if I have my proper
I'm
one.
just saying, if we put Owain in there, because we're clearly talking about Owain, because he's weak and timid, what if he gets fucked over?
So what?
I'm on your side, don't worry.
Can I see what he's writing?
Sure, make a perception check.
This is a Wayne.
18 plus perception, is it?
No.
Plus 0, so 18.
18. It's just, it looks like a very crude drawing of him and a rather large, beautiful, elven-looking woman with just like a love heart underneath that just says O and
Oh.
S.
Big booty.
Yeah.
There it is. That's the drawing.
There it is.
So yeah, what do we?
Oh, I forgot. That's well good. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all for putting an inside man, but couldn't we? Couldn't you message in advance and just find out what we need?
Yes, I could. I could. Can he answer in a like manner? So yes, yes, I could, and we could send a short, quick message.
Where we go, please. Why use locked words when few do trick?
Yeah, I guess, but perhaps be the best course of action. What are we after? When and where are the two important questions?
Yes.
What
Great.
harbour? What time?
What road are you taking?
What road? What harbour? What time?
Okay, any others? I can probably squeeze in.
Star sign.
How are you doing? Blood time.
Maybe
maybe for you.
Pop into the shop, need anything.
Yeah, pop into the shop.
That's some milk.
Okay. Use a third level spell.
Hang on.
What? No.
What have you got?
I could cast
Magic Man.
commune with
Oh, here we go. You only leveled up 5 minutes ago.
commune with nature as a ritual spell.
I don't think there's much nature around us. We're in a tavern.
We can go outside, and then I can have a spectral bear tell me what to do.
What did the bear know?
Rolling dice on the bear.
yeah.
I am just looking up this spell so I know how much it would know.
Right.
So we settle on sending a message to Derby Gob.
Yeah, because
Derby Gob.
Derby Gob.
Derby Gob. But I use my commune with nature to plot out the ambush spot.
Okay, and then what did we decide? It was where's the harbour, what time, and what path are they taking, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
100% do.
In which case
where,
then?
and when.
Yeah. In which case then I will at the breakfast table. We're like famous now, so I don't give a shit about Hyden, and I'll cast send in to Derby Gob.
Dergob,
Yeah.
just in case that affects the spell.
Oh, introduce yourself as well, just in case, you ain't got that
I've only
rapport.
got some.
Hi.
He'll know my tone in his head. He'll recognise the one that did it once before.
Oh, right, yeah, of course, yeah.
And yeah, literally, I'm trying to think of the best way to word. Name of it's Quinn with Ulrich. That's 4. Name of harbour ?
What road?
Yeah, what road? What time? How much have I got left? No, wait, cancel that. No, stop.
You've got 9 plus 5 is 25, right?
Yes.
Yes, you've got 14.
Okay, so loads left. Are you safe? Will you help?
Are we safe?
Yeah, are we safe? No trap. Please, bye.
Right.
You hear that right halfway out.
Broken English.
He's like, this guy
mean,
doesn't make any sense.
Yep, you're
So
probably going to
eloquent
have to help me with some of those questions.
I can't remember Nathan.
Playback.
What's a river relay?
It takes a little bit of time, and for the rest of you, you're just kind of sat there whilst he's just like Doctor Stranging it.
Yeah.
This is the only way.
But yeah, after a while, a fairly thick, gravelly voice that you've heard before comes through to you. It says, "Hi.
Oh, doesn't count.
For
So-
listeners, George is counting every
I'm
word.
counting my fingers. The words
So you said where?
Yeah, name of harbour.
Name of road.
Yeah.
What time?
What time?
Okay.
Are we safe? Are you safe?
Yeah.
Are you going to help?
Don't start rattling them all off.
Name of harbour.
Right. It's just known as Merchant's Hollow.
Cool.
We leave in a few hours.
That's descending. Come on.
What was the other one?
What road? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, what road are you taking?
Continue east at the crossroads. Yeah. Yep. Shouldn't be a trap.
You don't have to use all the words.
No.
What was the other question? Are you safe?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Beep.
And was that everything?
Yeah, broadly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do. What we need.
We don't know if we're safe, but yeah, when are we ever?
You know, you're ambushing someone, so technically,
We are the danger.
We are the ones that
Look
knock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll snap back to reality then,
Oh, there goes gravity.
and I will say, I can see why you two get along so well.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Orc. Person.
Certainly an orc. We are. Say what?
you see Hemi from the bar.
I was being honorific, if anything, to your proud and storied race. We were correct with Merchant's Hollow, so that is at least one thing that we are certain on.
Give a quick finger gun to the barman.
It's
What
better
the fuck are they talking about?
Finger guns all round.
They are set to leave the town in a few hours, heading east. So presumably the exit nearest to the east side, which I think is the main one, because that's when we came in at. So back out the main door. So if we leave now, we
Get
would
ahead
have
of
a very good jump on them at a crossroads. He mentioned is perhaps where they'll end up staying, because maybe there's a bunch of people staying there.
I didn't hear it. He said head east at the crossroads, right?
Yeah.
What did he say? Sorry.
Head east to the
Head
crossroads.
east.
Yeah, head east to the crossroads. Yeah, so follow the road east, and there'll be a crossroads, and that is maybe a good place to start as any.
Mm.
And perhaps there's some newfound power that you might be able to use that could aid us in this, Ulrich.
Yeah, I feel like I could figure stuff out of nature. don't you?
Excellent. So if we wrap this up and then expedite ourselves east.
Yeah.
I'll just wrap up
Sounds
the
good.
With that, I draw my sword and bang the pommel on the table, and it's pretty loud. And cast Find Steed, and Monty reappears in the middle of the tavern. Very large
Boar.
elk, celestial elk, in the middle of the tavern. Me not really thinking it through. Just being like,
Does he have physical mass?
yeah.
You got
Yeah, you
right.
just hear like a load of chairs go,
Hoofs.
And I kind of like give him a good pat and like, up for a ride, boy.
How are you getting him out the door?
I like you guys, but no horses,
He's an elk.
elks in the bar. Sorry, just got a
That's fair.
just a general rule that
We're,
we
we're
have.
on our way out. My
Unless it's a
apologies.
centaur, but you don't really get those around here. Yeah.
I'll keep an eye out. I'll let them know that they are welcome. Here.
Thank you. Good for business.
Point of order. What's a centaur?
Imagine Monty here
Yeah.
didn't have an elk head, but had a person's body from the waist up.
Or it looks visibly uncomfortable.
That's
Right.
correct. You should be. They're very dangerous.
Wait, you smush a human and an elk together to create that's
No.
barbaric.
You don't
No,
need
yeah.
to
Even
smush
by
them.
my standards.
There's no
They're
smushing.
born that
Is,
way.
no smushing
Maybe.
required. That's their form. That's who they are.
Make a history check.
That's 10.
10. That's weird, man.
I'm just gonna have to think about this logically.
There's a time and a place.
Let it coalesce.
Yeah,
Let the you know.
Don't use too much brain power today. You've got things coming up later. Just
I just feel a bit unwell.
I mean, they're people. You know, let's not.
But why would you do that to somebody?
No,
Smush
you
them
don't need
together?
to. Never mind. And I'll lead Monty out.
Have we all settled up? Or has everyone settled up?
I have.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, he has. So he's already left.
okay.
And then.
I'll go up there.
Right. So
What's the damage?
for the rooms, for the food this morning as well.
I didn't eat.
No, you look a
So
bit peaky, aren't you?
Yeah, I just had a wine.
Oh yeah, wine. You're looking at about, let's just call it an even 2 gold.
Ulricks step forward. Don't worry, guys. I got this. And
And
he
looks
slides,
the queen.
yeah, slides 2 gold across the counter.
Damn.
Thank you. Oh, pleasure having you lot here. Yeah. I mean, feel free to come back next year.
We will.
Try your luck.
Why have you just rolled an animal?
Because I just touched the screen back to them.
I thought you were just handling me.
Yeah, we'll be back next year.
Animal handling.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. That's good.
We'll do
Yeah.
better.
Maybe not all of us, but in spirit.
I'll probably be dead by then.
Yeah.
Quite.
So it'll be a new phantasmical character who looks like me but is not me.
You're being very meta right now. I don't get it.
What's that mean?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Uh,
Isn't it like a new company? It's been made.
Please
a
leave.
rebranding of sorts.
The clock is ticking. Gentlemen. we have a date.
Just sat atop Monty, just like riding in circles out the front, just like, come on, right.
Let's bounce.
We should go get our carriage thing that we've got. We left that somewhere. We have a carriage.
Oh, from the circus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I mean, where did you park it?
Who's got Find My on? Let's fucking find the car.
Question.
I was riding Monty the whole time, I don't know.
I think by the blacksmiths. It's my wild guess.
That sounds potentially accurate.
I haven't got any notes that say where we parked it.
Tell you what,
Can I roll? Just remember.
Sure.
It's
Make an
Not
intelligence
you.
check.
Never you. Oh no.
That's a 4.
Oh.
Don't have a clue.
Can I roll?
Let's just say, because I don't want to have to fucking do what every other D&D campaign does, where you just leave horses everywhere across the world. Let's just say that you remember that they were left here in like an outhouse area,
Perfect.
like a little outside parking area, which has been also building up as they've had to be fed and kept there for a few days now.
Better go pay that.
Yep.
It's a fun person.
Yep, it's just a simple female dwarf, just like, oi, yeah, well, they've been looked after very well. That's going to be about 15 gold now for you. Nothing but the best
I'm sure it was.
for old Celia and Dion.
How about
No.
instead of 15 gold, I give you 11 gold. And then next time we come into this town, we'll pay you double.
Mr.
Please, he doesn't speak. He's talking.
I would
Wrong.
like for you to explain to me, a hard-working business owner, why I would let you just not pay me and maybe come back and pay me more.
Good business.
It doesn't.
We'll pay you an exposure.
That's true. We're semi-famous now. We'll tell everybody about your nice little shindig here.
15 gold would be lovely to get from you, fine gentlemen. Or we could just keep them for you.
Okay, well, I could maybe contribute 5 gold. How's that, everybody?
While these
out
guys
of
are talking, I'm
earshot.
just going to pay the lady. Yeah. I'm just going to pay the lovely woman.
Yeah. She just cleans off her hands. Thank you. Lovely looking after your horses for you.
I'm sure for that amount of money.
Just, well, you know,
You're a madman.
it's costly working with animals.
Costly?
Never going to
Did you-
find out.
Yeah, it is.
Birth
Looks that way. Yeah, it is.
Wait, what? What'd I do?
Nothing. It's fine.
What?
Right, we heading east.
Sweet prince.
So you got your horses do look good, like freshly brushed. Manes are looking strong.
Celine and Dion. Dion and Celine.
Yeah.
Two horses.
The car itself cleaned out.
Oh yeah, because
It's a-
I understand how carts work now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Tip top.
Has it got like a roof on it, the car? I'm trying to...
I don't think Yawn did. No.
No, it's just
It's like the
open to the
Skyrim
elements.
opening now.
Yeah.
We're finally awake.
It's like some nice like painted white wood though.
I don't know.
Quinn ain't right
Drive
driving.
Imperials.
No.
I'll invite whoever wants to jump on back and Monty with me. Can do.
No, I want to be
I've
the
got
wagon.
+1 animal handling, so I can drive the car.
You drive.
Mm.
Yeah. Me and Devo will have a quick kip in the back.
Who?
Sorry.
Who? Already?
Me and Quinn will have a quick kip in the back.
Oh, fuck, okay.
Reminisce.
I'll ride about 20 to 30 feet ahead, just keeping an eye on the road.
Come on, baby. Make me do an animal handling check.
Oh, I'm just seeing if what Owain's stuff is. Just in case.
I'll invite Owain onto the back of Monty.
Owain strikes me as a kind of guy.
Yes.
Owain has a +4 to animal handling.
Owain, you look like you're really good at animals.
I've helped animals in the past.
Did you come?
I'm terribly sorry. I'm just kind.
But I will just self and help you. I'll
Okay.
give you advantage.
Cool. Alright. Thank God for that. That's a 16 in total. It would have been a 4 otherwise. That would help. So.
Nice. There you go.
Well.
Cool. So you pull the reins, and they seem to respect you after just basically abandoning them for 4 days or however long it's been.
In a Hilton hotel. That should be all over.
They got Home Alone.
How happy is Larry?
Cool. So you kind of start pulling your way out. As you kind of come back out on that main high street that's just outside of here, and then you turn left, which is roughly where you remember heading back to when you first came through. Previously filled with people and carts everywhere, now a lot quieter. There's a few people that are still have carts and stalls about, but nowhere near to the same scale as before. Sabine.
Yes.
As you are driving this cart and you're kind of slowly making your way down the road, just off to the left-hand side, you spot a bit of a crowd just around the entrance of an alleyway. There seems to be quite like a hubbub. Seems like something's going on. But that just kind of, just out the corner of your eye, you catch that as you're making your way.
Do I recognise like the alleyway from anywhere?
Not particularly.
No? Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Bad dream.
Stage 1 is denial, isn't it?
I could have done that, surely.
So you come around the corner, ignoring that, and as you keep pushing on, you see there are some other carts and stuff heading through the main gates of the city. And there's a few guards dotted around as well. But yeah, otherwise you are free to leave the city.
Let's do this. So we want to get ahead of them.
Yes, we are already ahead of them.
Ideally.
They're not leaving for a couple of hours.
Then
Okay.
we're going to scout
So
out that place.
We're just going to get there early and
Okay.
either pretend to be. We'll need the lay of the land first, and then we'll finesse the plan at that point.
So we're still going with the idea of someone going in with them.
Perhaps we'll see what arises over the next couple of hours.
I might have an idea to help us out once we're out in the woods.
Don't they recognise us? Don't they recognise us all from after the circus night?
Who?
Durgog and the boys.
Durgle,
And the Crimson Legion.
Yeah.
They would be somewhat. The ones that were there would be somewhat familiar with you.
It's
But
you.
that's assuming that it is just those four.
So it's not unusual for us to be travelling out of town after the competition. It's not completely outlandish for us to be there. It'll be outlandish for us to attack them.
Yeah. Cool. Let's keep going.
So I'll ride ahead like 40 feet or so just to keep an eye out.
So, just as a video game save point, no point of return, just everybody take stock of what potions you've got, any magical items, just so you're prepared somewhat.
Prepared, you say?
I mean, Owain will still have all of his stuff.
I don't really have much.
No,
One potion of healing. What?
I don't have a potion of. I've got a potion of water breathing. So if we're by the water,
Bye.
to get someone under the water waiting for.
No, I have
So-
zero. I have 0 potions of healing.
Okay, so you don't have any. Just so your own edification, because this would come up at some point. Owain does have a diamond worth. I don't know if it'd be worth 5,000, but enough for a revivify.
That might be an extra 0.
Yeah.
What you doing something different with your hair, or just carrying a huge diamond in?
Just on a chain. just pendulously
like a music
riding back and
producer.
forth.
But yeah, just to give you all that moment to kind of
I would,
take stock.
I would give Owen a nudge and be like, I can use that diamond as well if it comes to it.
Yes. Well, so can I with Sayan's help.
As can I with Cohort's help.
Get a fucking room.
Not to belittle your little god's powers.
It's absolutely fine. It's not possible to belittle the power of sailing. Am I getting the cadence right?
I think so.
Annoyingly so.
Smash it.
That's how it be.
Has he got the kind of extra wide eyes as he's talking?
But you do notice some movement in his pants.
Smuggle a ferret out there? Or what?
Roll quarters.
Cool.
Do we hit crossroads?
Well, at this point, from coming in, you do remember that it did take a few hours because the crossroads were, I think they were just a little bit before you got to where Randolph's circus was being attacked. So that was a good few hours or so of travel before you even hit that. So you do have a few hours or so of travel time. If you know any RP that you guys want to do, anything that you want clarification on, anything that you want to do. It's a bit overcast today. Looks like there could be rain later. It is kind of the festival that you've just been to does mark the kind of turning of the seasons into kind of more kind of colder times.
Autumn.
Bingo. That's the word I was looking for.
Autumnal times.
Is anybody riding up front with Sabine?
Awareness.
Oh.
He's just handling his holy symbol and just praying hard.
Oh, do I catch any of what he's saying?
Sure, make a perception check.
That is a grand total of 17 plus 9 maths. It's a lot.
So you yourself are not particularly familiar with holy kind of practices, but you're pretty sure we can have kids. That'd be beautiful. I mean, we could have like at least 5 or 6. We could probably even I mean, I don't know what heaven looks like, but we could probably. You're pretty sure that none of that is like typical prayer. It's just a bit weird.
Just say to him like, do you ever think you're coming on a bit strong with?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, just we're riding together. I just overheard some of what you said. Then.
Just let me pray in peace.
Right. And that's our RP.
Wash my hands of it.
Yeah. Nope, try to help him. Try to help the boy.
Oh, yes, beyond help.
Yes. Who has we got sending stones? I have one. Someone else has
I
one.
have the other.
Okay, good. Just another.
You were SMSing me from the back of the car.
What a nerd.
Fuck that guy.
What are you up to, lol?
ASL. Location in the car with you.
1 foot away.
Should I do this now? Commune with nature?
How long have we been riding?
So when we get closer, I think.
At the crossroads.
I'll circle back every so often. So,
Yeah.
roads are clear. Right up again. Do I see anything interesting on the road?
Yeah. Any early scouting?
Make a perception check.
10.
10. Nothing in particular. You've seen like a couple of people also leaving Mon Ulum that seem to have mainly like carts just filled with kind of covered goods of some description, which is kind of in keeping with Mon Ulum because it is one of the largest city kind of contributing to smithing, metals, rare, all that sort of stuff. So it makes sense that there'll be a lot of places or a lot of cart and trade coming out of it. But other than that, roads are relatively clear. After a couple of hours, you do spot some what looks like remnants of burnt down tents and the such, which would be from your previous encounter. You can still see that there are some charred
remains.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of seeing that circle back and be like, don't think we're too far at this point.
We did that.
Yeah.
Then she realises she's not proud anymore. Oh yeah.
Right.
Okay.
You keep pushing onwards. Eventually, you come to the crossroads, and you do recognise the one that kind of led back down to Bright Shade.
Bright shade.
And there's one that veers kind of northeast-ish, kind of like at a bit of an angle. So you presume that that is the road that you need to take.
And this would be considered a crossroads.
Yeah, because there's one that heads kind of towards Bright Shade. There's another one that seems less travelled, and that kind of directs you back towards the Madland or the valley that you went through to get from Oakdale. And then there isn't actually any obvious road that you can see that leads directly to the Zanuck Plains.
Okay. Is there any signage at all?
Other than the ones that are kind of pointing roughly towards Merchant's Hollow, Bright Shade.
Oh, okay. So there was a sign to Merchant's Hollow, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's this way.
Ulrich, do you want to do your thing?
Yeah. Should we figure out what best place is?
Get the lay of the land.
Perhaps we'll head a touch further down the road east. Just to be out of sight.
Up to you.
Does this seem like a place where people often stop? Is there signs of like...
In this particular area, there's like some like you can see like just kind of. Actually, I'll tell you what. From here, make an investigation check.
All right. That's bad. 7.
7. I mean, yeah. There's some old like broken bits of like wall. So perhaps this was a more maintained area. But other than that, you don't really see too much detail.
Because I believe the plan is to catch them when they are resting, right? So
When they've made camp, yeah.
yes, so we need to kind of ascertain where that will be. Otherwise, we're wasting our time.
Okay.
And at the moment, this is what we have to go on. So perhaps that should be a... Oh, he's off. He's gone.
So I briefly become one with nature.
Are you stopping whilst you're doing this, or are you just doing this in the back of the cart?
You want to hop out
As
of
it
the
keeps
car?
rolling.
I'll hop out the car.
Yeah, okay.
We keep going without it.
Yes.
Yeah. To like
So I can
grab
circle
some
back.
grass
Yeah,
or hug a tree. I want to hug a tree.
yeah. You want to get the blades of grass between your toes.
I'm really
Grab
zen
onto it.
all of a sudden. I love it.
Just imagine him like both legs wrapped round.
Still looks like something out of a horror film with your face like
Yeah.
melted up. Very, very zen.
Okay. So you get out of the cart, you sit down, you take off your shoes. Do you normally wear shoes?
Yeah, he's got like feet wraps,
It's got
foot wraps.
little foot wraps.
Yeah. Like kind of
Feety wraps.
gladiator style, you know.
Yeah. So
Oh,
you
no,
guys.
he has fuck off huge Orcus boots. What am I talking about? Yeah, sorry. With like big spikes on them.
He would have, unless that stuff was part of what got left behind in Luxem. Yep. Sorry to keep reminding you of
Foot
that.
wraps. Foot wraps.
But you take a moment, you sit down, you get yourself situated. Even though it is quite overcast, there isn't too much change in the topography. Some slight like kind of hills and stuff like that, and then the odd smattering of trees just kind of like branching out everywhere. But it's relatively calm. And you take a moment. You guys are just kind of sat there as this big green orc just kind of plumps down like Winnie the Pooh style, just sits on the floor. But
Right, let's have a think about how we do this then.
you take a moment, and after kind of breathing in, exhaling, you eventually start to feel like a warmth kind of coming towards you.
I'm gonna piss myself.
Maybe roll a d20.
That's a 6.
6, yeah, you've pissed yourself.
Oh.
But in pissing yourself, you feel like you've attracted the scent of the
The spirit animal. Shoot! Get away from
Part of the
me!
plan, baby.
and you do see what looks like a glowing green visage of a quite large bear, but it has these almost like kind of, it isn't solid in mass, it has these like kind of runic like swirls and patterns kind of creating the outline of a bear, which you guys all kind of slowly, it's almost like there's just this like greenish energy, and then it starts to kind of like form into this bear that's slowly making its way over to Ulrich. As it does, it slowly kind of nudges its head against yours, and as it does, what are the 3 facts that you would like to know of this area in a 3-mile radius?
Fuck, we should have primed him before he went.
I'll say that you guys can like shout at him as you see this bear like nudging its head against his.
Don't move, their vision's based on movement.
Just rips Sabine's throat out.
Well, Mr. Magical Bear, I was going to ask, where would be the most likely place to make camp along the ways here to the harbour at Hammersmith? Apollo.
What was it?
Merchant's Hollow.
You're doing so well.
A Merchant's Hollow.
I like to think this animal spirit is like a 800 century old face spirit.
Yeah.
Yes, young child.
So there aren't any words from this bear. It kind of takes a second and just like that,
Sound effects.
just kind of and kind of rests its head against yours again. So specifically, you want to know where's the best place to make camp
Yeah,
along this road.
yeah, where would the most likely place be for them to make camp?
Okay. Okay. I hate these like free to interpret spells. They're annoying.
I'm going to cast Augury in about 5 minutes and get ready to do it again.
So there's 2 things that come to your mind. You get this kind of like flash of an image of what looks like a plain stretch of road, but there does appear to be some like kind of like slightly hollowed out like ruins of buildings that from your perspective look out, and you can see what look like slight flashes of light across a plain, and kind of like slight bits of movement as well. And then another one kind of comes into your mind. This one much more sheltered, but it appears to have like various kind of like rocks and overhangings, as it takes more of like a dip into like a more kind of ingress in the topography. Those are the 2 that kind of like flash into your head. That's one.
Give me heads then just talking.
Don't have to take up all 3 if you don't want to.
I'll just ask.
How are you? Are you safe? And are we safe?
How are the kids?
Best place to hide at these locations.
Ooh.
Okay.
Sorry. Where should I hide in these locations?
Bear kind of like tilts its head a little bit. And just kind of bumps its head against you, and the first image that you had, it's the same one but just kind of like more focused on like the inside of these buildings. And then the second image that you saw, this one, it kind of shows you like a first person perspective of these kind of like almost like tilted like jagged rocks that have like somewhat impacted the earth, but looking down into this little kind of ingress.
And is there any dangers along this road that we should know about?
And firmly bumps its head against yours, and again you see the image of the first place, but kind of like pulls you forward past those two kind of like ruined buildings, and just maybe like a few hundred feet past that, you see this large kind of creature of some sort, but it just has like bodies all over it, and it just seems to be walking along and just picking things up and like putting it onto itself.
Okay. Would I know what that is?
Make a history or nature. I would say it'd be a 15. History would probably, yeah, I'll probably go 15 as well. It's not super common.
History it is.
What'd you roll?
4.
4. Yeah. Not familiar with what that is in the slightest. It as you saw, it is quite a few hundred feet away from where you're planning, but potential danger. And bear kind of like lifts its head away from you. Just kind of gives you a.
I bow in respect. Throw out some gang signs.
And just slowly. And starts walking away, and slowly like kind of starts to evaporate into just like green swirls that turn into just mist and wind.
Well, that's new, isn't it? Quite enjoyed that. What do you guys think? You enjoy the show?
Did you piss yourself?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
We didn't see the spirit or anything, did we?
Yeah.
Oh, we saw it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, amazing.
Aside from the piss, that was very cool.
I think it's like, just like a natural
Mm.
thing. You come one with nature, you smell that piss.
It's an ink.
I mean, many of the people I've met that follow druidic lifestyles often smell like urine. So.
It's the ammonia.
So what did you learn from your bear?
And I convey to them what we've just heard.
What was its name?
Mr. Magic Bear.
You didn't ask the ancient spirit's name.
Is that a thing you meant to do?
I would have thought so.
Oh, fuck.
First introductions are everything. You should really have introduced
Well, it's my
yourself.
first time contacting spirit bears. Next time I'll...
You better get him back on the blower.
It's alright.
Well,
Even more.
Just shit
that's
myself.
the material component as well.
Got a weird thing.
A sacrifice must be made.
So the bear offered 2 places.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
How nearby are they? Or in relative to each other? Do you know?
Oh, I didn't get that information.
Hmm.
I think we'll know it when we see it, though.
Perhaps.
It's a vivid enough image that you're, as soon as you see it, you're there.
I feel like they're probably not nearby each other. I think they're quite far apart.
Well, here's an idea. And I'll extend a hand to hoist you up onto Monty. So let's ride and see if we can spot these places before.
Right, baby.
How long have we been riding so far? Only a couple of hours.
Because you've gone past the crossroads. Oh no, you stopped at the crossroads.
Yeah, we're there.
So yeah, probably like 4 hours.
Okay, so it's unlikely that they'll be making camp here.
They'll be
So
on, they'll be on
it
the
should
road.
be further on if my.
But if you two are happy riding the cart for a while, Ulrich and I'll storm ahead and see if we can find these areas.
Yeah.
Happy being in the cart, yes.
We could ride along the road towards the direction you're going in, because we'll be slower than you, right? So at least we're getting closer to it,
Yeah, we're just following behind.
but just at a slow
Yeah.
pace. And you guys,
So
yeah.
we'll scout ahead and see if.
Yeah. What's the move speed of your elk, Monty? Monty. So I think this would only be 30 feet with wagon.
50 feet.
50 feet.
Okay,
Okay.
start then.
Decent.
Easy peasy.
I mean, they're fucking massive, so it makes sense.
Cool. So you start making your way forward. You guys kind of progress as quick as you can.
I'll let Owen take this next shift. And I'll be like, I'm getting in the back. And you can go up front with him.
I'd rather not.
Keep him company, go on.
It's quite alright. Sayanin is my co-driver.
Saying take the reins. I have to lean round and grab him.
Look, I did tell him that I was going to make him super simpy if I had to voice him, so...
That's not. You're not doing that.
You have done that yourself.
Very cool.
So I rein up in the front, you two in the back, you two riding up ahead. After a while, unless there's anything that you guys want to do or say to each other, you do eventually, after another about 2-3 hours of riding, you start to get to what does appear to be like somewhat like a remnants of like maybe like just a small outpost. Its purpose, not entirely sure, but you do notice that as you're kind of coming up to it, probably like a good, I'd say maybe 500 feet out from it, you do notice that the grass, where it, so far it's been relatively green, luscious, like turning a little bit brown towards the tips with the change of the seasons, does start to become grayer and more kind of lacking in colour.
Okay.
Just a distinct change in the
In the topography.
yes, the foliage.
Foliage.
So anything look familiar?
Yeah. This is the first place I saw.
With the ruin.
The ruins
buildings?
and the buildings. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's circle back until then. We've seen one of the places.
I think it's probably
This does pose a question of we don't know when they're arriving or when they're likely to make camp. Whether it's worth us moving further forward ahead to scout out the next location, or if we double down on this place and then follow them if need be to the next.
I think that's probably the smartest move, isn't it?
Potentially. I know Quinn, but.
Alright, well let's
Okay.
go ask him, I guess. Should we just double check around the area, make sure it's
Yeah, we'll do like a lap.
GBs?
Like without going deep into it, we'll kind of go, do a lap and take a look.
So as you've kind of like gotten to the, so you're just doing a lap around. You're not actually kind of breaching into the kind of like crumbled in.
Not
buildings.
into any significant distance, no.
So as you kind of like start kind of doing a slight kind of rotation around it, on the more southern side, which is the perspective that you had, you kind of look and you're like, oh, yep, would have been just maybe a little bit further back. Yeah, just seems like one kind of like 2-story building and then another single story building, but a little bit longer, mostly kind of caved in. Some sort of like something seems to have like come through and like crushed most of it inwards, but there are places that you could probably hide or kind of be unseen. You'd have to investigate a little bit further. As you kind of circle back around, see the path continues, but on the more northern side, you didn't really notice this, but now that you're a lot closer, you definitely know that this seems to be at least somewhat part of the Zanuck Plains, at least the tip of it or something like that.
Well,
So it
immediately
seems-
rear back and be like, oh, hey. Okay, I think we're done.
You alright?
Mm-hmm. We've seen everything we need to see. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yes, let's go. Okay. Very swiftly make a move.
Yeah.
Cool. Good. Well, we found it. Let's tell the others.
Alright, let's head back.
So yeah, we'll.
So you eventually come back on yourselves, and not too far away, you can see Owain, kind of one hand on the reins and another hand
Sorry, no.
on his holy symbol.
Oh, dirty
What, not on his
mind.
cart, that's good.
Yeah.
To clarify.
But yeah,
What did you see?
We found the first of Owain's visions. Certainly looks promising. Plenty of places to hide.
Love that.
We didn't breach the kind of exterior for fear of not having backup should we need it. This is where you mentioned there was likely danger, right?
Yeah, I think in the ruins there could be something.
And what is it you saw? To remind me.
Well, I don't really know what it was, but it was like a big creature that had like bodies like attached to it, and it was going around and picking up more bodies.
I don't suppose the pair of you saw any bodies when you were...
Wasn't looking for bodies.
Didn't see anything. No.
Having ventured through the Zank Benzos before, does that sound familiar to me at all?
somewhat familiar. You were... Yeah, you're somewhat familiar with it.
Okay.
Your friend.
It's darker and a little bit harder to know exactly what it was that you were.
Sure.
Your friend, is he trained, educated in these kind of things, in tactics and ambushes?
Well, I wouldn't. No, I haven't. You know, I knew him as a kid.
Was scared.
Hmm?
No one knew him by name.
He even trashed his own house party once because
Nobody came.
when we came.
Tragic story.
I'm just trying to piece together. It's unlikely that he would have told us the crossroads, but then the ambush point be some unknown distance away from that, and ours.
Well, he mentioned turning east at the crossroads specifically. That was the key.
And it's where they would make camp, so.
And I'm sure they operate in a similar timescale to us, right?
Well,
They'd get tired, they'd
What
want to
time of the day is it now then? If it's like 4 plus however many hours now?
When you guys got up at, let's say, like, I don't know if this is not weird, like 10 o'clock ish, whatever the fucking time would be in this world. So yeah.
Is it daylight savings or is that one of the clocks?
The clocks have actually just gone back, so you get sorry. So it's probably now around about, let's say about 4 or 5 o'clock.
So
Would
it's on its way down.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess you
starting
could
to.
message him again and just be like, when are you thinking of stopping? And I don't know how many spells you've got.
Well, it's
Unless you have something else that has a similar utility that you
Like
may be
a
able
carrier
to.
pigeon or...
no. It's not the end of the world.
You see Owain kind of turn around a little bit as he's riding the cart or driving the cart. If we wanted to, we could perhaps place a trap, cause them to stop there, or we could keep pushing forwards to see this
See if they stop
other location.
organically at the next place.
We could have like a lure to the place, something that entices them in.
The second location, what benefit does that have over the first?
No, but this place.
Oh, I
First
see, I
place.
see.
Like
So
a
if there's-
sexy lady or something.
There's an additional danger. I mean, I would. I mean, no offense when I say this. I'd ask you where you would find one of those here.
You take him?
I was thinking like cardboard cut out, you know.
I think we might need a little bit more than that to dupe the Crimson Guards or whatever it is.
Surely we want them to kind of just stop naturally so they haven't got their guard up, so that we can just, get
And
them.
what is our intent? To murder them? Is that what the objective is here? With you and yours?
I think we might need to check that with him at
intentionally
least.
clear.
Okay,
Are we like on full like safeties off? Or
Yeah,
are we...
well, that's what I'm asking. So a lot of these plans are predicated on
I'm
these.
quite happy to commit heinous acts of violence
Okay.
in the name of,
I
in the name of glory.
Glory.
But only in the name of glory.
Well, yeah,
I won't kill for any other reason.
I'm pretty sure these people are responsible for the mass murder of quite a few of my kin.
Is that good enough for you?
So do
That's
you,
pretty
Pretty
glorious.
sure. Yeah,
that's
good.
pretty glorious.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
That's-
Vengeance.
do you want them like
High on the glory list.
knocked out so you can like
Well, I
ask
was
them
gonna,
that, or
you
do you
know-
want us to just go at it?
You know, rip a three throats out if I'm honest, and
Mm.
you know, I take a few trophies on my back, and you know,
I get the feeling it might
Accident.
escalate rather quickly. So perhaps.
I'm a murder people. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
perhaps being subtle about
this
any
is
kind of traps.
a blood feud.
Whoa.
They ransacked your village,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're gonna ransack their asses.
Yeah, and probably killed my mother and father and most of my friends. So I'd say I'd like
Sanctified
like
in the
yeah.
blood of our enemies.
Sure.
Sorry,
I
I'm
was
just
going to
trying
murder
to.
some people, but
We are putting all of our eggs into a single basket.
I like the
placing-
sound of these eggs.
what would you suggest?
It just doesn't sit well that we don't have any other contingencies or
Well, if
Plan
there's,
Bs
if
should-
there's something dangerous lurking here,
Mm-hmm.
mayhap we force them to stop here, push them into that danger, and then if they manage to take care of it, we
finish them
capitalise and finish them off.
Gwyn,
off. Mhm.
make an intelligence check for me.
Okay. Dirty 20.
Day 20.
Sloppy 20.
Based on how long it's taken you to get here,
Mm-hmm.
the current position of the sun, and your just general knowledge and experience of travelling at the moment with, you know, your typical horse and cart, you would surmise that you probably, if you were to make camp, you would probably have like another 2-3 hours from where you are to kind of, before it gets too dark and you would need to bed down. So if this second location was within that range, that would in theory be where they would want to.
Okay.
But based on what you lot have said so far, you could make an ambush point here where they necessarily wouldn't.
Although they are a few hours behind us and maybe travelling slightly slower, so by the time
Mhm.
they get here, they might be wanting to stop anyway.
We've got these sending stones. Maybe I could wait at location 1, and you guys wait somewhere in the middle between the next point afterwards, and then I could just, you know.
I would be keen to be available to ferry you if necessary.
We think your friend wants to kill these people. This whole exhibition that we're doing is based solely on the premise that he has infiltrated this group, hoping to bump into somebody who can help
In
him
pursuit
take
of
them down.
glorious vengeance.
But helping them for an X amount of time, which may well be the case. And I mean,
Well, now I think about it logically.
we've done sillier plans, so I'm not going to put that past him. It's just
Yeah,
it
there is
can
some
very
rather-
easily go sideways, and that's okay with me because I can get out of sideways rather quickly. but it's not all of us can. So
there is some gaping holes in this plan so far, isn't there?
Is it worth messaging him again just to find out a bit more, you know, detail?
Tell you what, I can speak with an animal.
yeah.
Is there any birds around it?
Make a perception check.
Let me.
Fuck off, you shitbag. 6.
Surprisingly clear sky.
No birds, anyway.
You see a little bit of movement in the grass, maybe like 15-20 feet away.
Run over.
It's just a rock.
Which rock moved?
Shit. I thought that was a squirrel or something.
Well, the end goal is to kill these people. So let us assume that he will switch sides and fight fast to kill them.
Tell you what,
Yes.
I'll leave my arm ring out in the open
As a sign.
as a sign to Durgob that we're here, and then he'll know to stop. Ambush begin. What do you guys think? That's probably the
Yes,
smartest
it's-
plan I've come up
that's
with.
the-
Not actually Dan.
It's maybe the best idea if you've ever come up with.
Well, there's been a lot of ideas, and it's easy to lose track of who's had what idea.
So specifically that Ulricks come up with.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So like,
With that said, it does rely on Durgob seeing it. And if the light is beginning to fail us, and it's leaving a fair amount to chance.
I could just draw it on the ground,
My only question there,
make it out of rocks.
yes, strong options all. My only question is, if these folks are the ones that destroyed your home, and it's the same band of evildoers, are they not likely to recognise such a symbol? Which, if I were them, would immediately raise alarm bells. I would immediately be thinking, oh fuck, the ghost of those townsfolk we slaughtered are back to murder me in my bed. I'm not sleeping tonight. I'm going to go straight to the fucking boat.
Is there perhaps some childhood handshake or some words you
How about you
use?
piss on the road? Durgob loves piss, right? If he's anything like you.
Well, he used to call me Cut Nose because he once broke my nose and cut it all up, and that was his nickname for me after that.
So perhaps we could leave some message from this cut nose, something.
Well, that's me. I'm Cut Nose.
I understand. That on the face of it was benign.
Oh no, it's not benign. It's or 8 or 7 or 8. It's just
Cut nose remembers. Something like that. Scrawled in the dirt.
Was here might suffice.
That's a good one. That sounds like me.
And then that will be enough to signal to him that we will pounce from the ruins, and he should be at least on high alert, while the rest should be none the wiser.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there anything we can deface nearby?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Is there a bit of wood, bit of rock, something obvious?
Ultimately, it's either ambush them in the road. With
Do we
this,
have any
or-
paint?
Well,
Yeah, we had the Juicens just before we left town on them. The B&Q to pick up loads of paint.
we'll assume that you are not too far away from the ruins at this point now. And yes, there are a few trees dotted around. There's like a lot of rocks kind of just from the ruins themselves that you could probably pull over, do an SOS sort of thing out of it. There's material.
Can I chisel in to like the wall like graffiti?
Again, there's a reliance on him spotting it.
Okay. I will send him. Now we have a bit more of information to go on. I will send him another message, and I will suggest this plan of action, which A will tell us whether it is a good one or perhaps we should wait, and B, he also then knows what the plan is, so we don't have to rely on the
And
message.
in a worst case scenario, if we do plot an ambush here, and they don't stop, we can follow them
Yeah.
and catch them while they're
Catch them
sleeping.
outside.
how about that?
Right, George, get those counting fingers ready.
They're ready, baby. So we're gonna ask him.
Saying that we'll leave a sign for him as well. Cause that...
Yeah. Well, no, we don't need to, because I'm going to tell him this is what we're doing. So we don't
Ruins-
need to leave him a
ruins
message
on the
because
road.
he'll know where we are.
Okay.
Is the intention. So then we're completely safe from any kind of
Possible.
oh, we're going to get jumped by revenge. So is that it? But last in,
Okay.
final. Any other thoughts on what we need to
No, I
ask?
think
Ruins
that's
on the
sufficient.
road. Is that a good place to spring this ambush?
Yeah,
Do you want us to kill them?
yeah, and then if yes to ambush, let's get ready. Okay. Message send.
Mercy.
You have reached. Don't worry.
You can't come to the phone right now. I've got some bad news. Communicating succinctly is very difficult.
Yeah.
Found ruins en route. Good to ambush. Saved a letter there. Question mark. If so, we will. Else, this is like some programming syntax here. Else, camping later. Surprise at night. And how many is that?
Do we
Got
kill them?
7 left.
They die?
Sorry.
Maybe?
Yeah.
We kill.
Do they
One man
die?
dead.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Yes. Yeah. Are we murdering them?
Yeah.
I hope you're paying attention because I've forgotten already. Found ruins en route. Should ambush. If yes, we will. If no, wait until they sleep. And are we killing them?
Yeah.
Whoa! That's like
There it
Nicely done. Very well done.
pausing that sentence.
So, some time goes by, more so than usual,
I don't blame him.
and in a very kind of hushed tone, though you do hear the sound of what sounds like someone pouring out water, you
He's busy.
hear him respond,
Do you want that? Do you want the count?
Get the counts.
Nah, don't worry about the He's the DM, he does what he wants.
So the funny thing about those ruins, right?
"That is a dangerous area. Would need a reason to stop." What was the rest? What was the other question?
Are we murdering them?
So the ruin's only good. If not, we'll attack at night
At
after
night.
nightfall.
Mhm.
Are we murdering them?
Yeah, so answers the first bit. We're gonna fucking kill every last one of them.
Nice. Confirmation.
That's what I thought.
Kill switch engage.
Just a little. Sounds like the starting and stopping of your
Balancing powers with
the message ends.
Well, any word on the after night bit? You know, when it was he kind of implied that from the
They need a good reason to stop here.
yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
We
okay.
could make a good
So
reason.
we can engineer a reason
But
and
it
push
was-
them towards
It
this.
was quite
this
dangerous
creature.
here.
But then
So
they're on their
I'm not
guard,
dangerous,
so
no.
they'll already be kind of.
Yeah, I feel like we may have an easier time allowing them to sleep
So let's go
just
second.
at night.
and cutting them down while they rest.
Second spot then.
Are we gonna
I believe that's
wait
safe.
in the first spot for them to go by and then follow them
I
up?
think
No,
it's
no.
set
We
up
just
at the
set
second
up
spot.
and hide in the nearby bushes, and as soon as the last torch goes out and the bonfire fades, we strike.
Okay.
Nice.
And I'll
Or
once
a bus.
again hoist Ulrich up onto Monty's back. So we'll have to go ahead.
Every time.
Is it? I mean, I looked up a picture of the size of an elk, and like they're pretty fucking big.
Whoa, yeah, that'll more,
That's
yeah.
more.
How much do you weigh again though?
392 pounds.
And I'm pretty big as well.
That's
So,
like a sheep, though.
it's a,
But he's ethereal anyway, so
Yeah.
Sorry,
What?
383.
sorry. Oh, then you're fine.
I took a big shit.
It's going to need an ethereal physio after he's had a look at his back.
It's alright. I'll
Just take him back to that inn.
Yeah. Spark.
Well, whenever he's not summoned, he's like, shh, shh. And then as soon as he gets the call, he's like, right.
Pick himself up with his horns.
Yeah.
Okay, on to the next one then.
I believe so. And also, it's more dangerous here. Something we could have worked with, but overall, we should mitigate risk as much as possible. And then, it certainly seems like a safer bet.
Quite.
So you continue to push forwards, somewhat happily. As you do so, it is now starting to get quite dark. But after, I'd say, another 2.5, 3 hours of riding, you do eventually get to what you recognise as a road that does start to kind of go down into a decline, and there are not sheer drops on or sheer kind of walls on either side, but there are kind of like slight kind of jagged parts where it seems to have been like either excavated somewhat by someone, or there's just kind of natural degradation over time. But there does appear to be these kind of like large jagged rocks that have like plummeted from seemingly a great height into various spots along this area. But they do give you a decent amount of cover, especially from anybody that is kind of either riding through or camping in that kind of bowl.
Right, let's hide the cart and the horses and lay low.
Yes.
But there was somewhere like far away, the horses and the cart.
Yes. Perhaps one goes and you follow, and then you can bring the pair of you back quick as well. Otherwise, you're going to be walking.
So we'll find a spot that's potentially in this one of these like jagged sealed off areas.
Yeah.
Probably quite close to the front of this area in. So on the way out we can nab it again.
Yeah. Cool. So you hide that off. Who is helming that?
Oh, what? The hiding of the horses?
Yep.
I'm going with, but
Okay. Could I get you to make a survival check for me? Depending on how high it is, depends on how high the DC is for whoever is coming this way to notice it.
Can you help me with that survival check?
Oh, yeah. If you're going well,
Yeah.
I give you advantage.
Thought it'd be stealth, so that's why I was so cocky there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
6 and a 7. No, 6 and a 1.
That's a 7 in
Seven
total.
total.
7 in total.
Fuck.
So
DC
you
started at 20 though, it's now 27. Right? That's-
scaling.
yeah, that's,
So, okay. You both of you take some time to like get some of the local shrubbery, try and match it up, or kind of blend it in as much as you can by chucking stuff onto it, and you kind of give the horses something to eat so that they remain relatively quiet, and you feel fairly confident.
How far away have they gone? Oh shit, this is too meta. No, leave it, ignore me, please continue. Sorry.
You assume like a good like 40, 50 feet away, just so that you've got... Were you expecting closer?
Further.
Oh, further.
Like, I would say.
Okay,
That's why like we
Further
sent the elk's name escaped me, sorry.
Monty.
Monty, because they'd have a bit of a trek to come back.
So yeah, further away.
That's fine.
Try this. So.
Hey, no, it's entirely up to you. Just
Five-
thinking if
5
things
miles.
went wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you put them quite far away. But other than this like general kind of nexus point, things start to kind of flatten back out again. So you feel comfortable.
Okay.
Well, while they
I
were
think we
doing
did
that,
okay.
I mean, I think you did most of the work. I won't take any credit.
Yeah.
in fact, I actively had nothing to do with it.
Wash my hands. Nope.
But yeah, I'll hoist Sabine up.
So take off, leaving Celia and Dion behind.
While they are away, can we look for a place that would look like where people would camp?
Yes, you can. Make an investigation check.
Is Owain, is he helping with that as well?
I
'Cause-
can help.
Is Owain helping?
well, is he doing his own thing, or is he...
Well, essentially, this is like a series of skill checks for you guys to either make this easier or more difficult for yourselves. So I'll give you the option of having someone give you advantage, and that takes away from them being able to do something themselves, or you can roll by yourself.
I will give you advantage because I can't roll investigation.
Straight out, flat out.
Every time I do, I get below a 3. So.
Oh, okay.
So you two start kind of making your way, because it's a good stretch of like maybe like 80 to 100 feet, this like kind of like ingress, but you take your time kind of walking up and down and kind of going, right, okay, where would you most likely camp? What has the kind of the best vantage points from above?
Yes. Yeah, okay.
Like lines of sight, that sort of thing.
16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay, going over it, there is a small area that seems to have like a bit of like it's like kind of bent inwards a little bit, possibly from just people kind of pushing or carving away at the wall, so that it's like more of like a stop-off area for cars to get out of the way of the road. You kind of feel fairly confident that that would be a good place to set up camp, and you do notice as you kind of like look up on the opposite side, there is like 2 rocks that kind of like overlap. And you can see that there is like a small area that someone could possibly like take shots from fairly comfortably.
JFK style.
Yeah.
Grassy Knoll style.
I mean, I'm getting
16
close.
scope.
I imagine Ulrich and I are going to want to be...
I've got to do a leap down. Fun.
How high up is it?
It's like gradient, probably about 15, 20 feet.
Easy.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
this is like
I was thinking
grass.
maybe like 50, 60 feet up and just a hulking Ulrich.
No,
That's
Lands on
well,
it's not that deep, unfortunately. But
that's all good. That's much better than I was imagining.
So you've got this is like the Grassy Knoll overlook, right? But then they're in some. They could jump right on top of them, right? Because aren't we a bit further away?
So there's like a little bit of like a gradient to it.
Yeah.
But on the side, on the left-hand side of the road, if you were to have a couple of people up there, you could, in theory, jump down if that is where they end up.
Okay.
Staying.
Alright, cool. So we could all start up there then, and then a couple of us stay back, and then the rest jump down.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Ranged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back line.
And so, lastly, you've got Owain. He's got a +4 for animal handling. He's got a +3 to athletics, +8 to insight, and then he's got a couple of +4 to perception, so and +4 to survival. So, is there anything? Because I can't make the decision for you, but if there's anything that you can think of as a group that you would want him to work on, and if you've just got like a general idea, we can try and think of what the associated skill would be.
Could he go and like just clear our if we've left any tracks in the
good
area?
shout.
Yeah.
Just clear them.
Survival.
Wise.
Yeah.
Very
Survival.
wise.
Okay.
Smart boy.
So maybe by the time you guys get back, we'll explain. Well, how did it go? Are we?
Did a great job. Yeah,
They're
they'll never know.
about a mile away.
Okay, that's good.
So we've got quite a trek once we're done, but it should mean that there's no suspicion that we're here.
At worst, they'll think it's abandoned. No, at
Well,
best,
best they don't see it.
that's it.
Worst they think it's abandoned.
It went really well.
I think so. I don't know. I wasn't paying much attention.
Yeah.
So I saw something on Monty's fur that perplexed me. I thought, hang on, it's a celestial beast. How does it have fleas?
Gotta watch out for ticks.
Yeah, exactly.
Cause paralysis.
I mean, in the worst case, I can pop it back in. Just. But I don't want to use my
Yeah.
arcane charge.
So Owain is going to go. Let's see how high this one is. So this would be specifically for the bit kind of leading up to it and then going down as well. All right. Okay. So
because we did so well, obviously, if we do get caught, it's Owain's fault.
That's who we blame, for sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
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 Easy scapegoat there.
When we bumped into them before, did we like get a read on like what they were, like classes and what they might be capable of? Sorry, I know you're in the middle of doing.
No. So just so you lot know, he rolled a 14 in total. 12 in total. 8 on the die, plus 4 for survival. So, okay. So he eventually comes back and with like essentially just like one of those. It's like a branch, but with just some leaves on there, and he's just been like
Dusting.
She dusts.
Yes, I feel like we can't be seen by anybody but the mighty Sailing herself.
It's amazing. It's like the size of the room. It really is.
I hope for all of our sakes that's not true.
So I trying to think. I don't think anybody else has really gotten too much of like a good look at them.
We were pretty close to them all because they were face to face.
There was the one dude in particular that was with the king.
Yeah.
When
that we've seen a
Durgob
couple of
cracked
times.
you one, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of like classes and things like that, other than just like general kind of, most of them is like studded leather armor, swords, nothing too flashy. And I believe it was like 4 and then Durgob himself. And then the other gentleman that was with them seemed just kind of fine garments, nothing too special about him.
He's a caster.
But that was about it, because at the time you weren't really looking. But yeah, they just seemed like just general protection from what you could tell.
That's it. And then you guys found out some vantage points, didn't you?
Yes, this looks like the likely place that they will rest and camp. And if you cast your eyes just over there, you'll see a rather advantageous point that we can begin the assault once they've settled down for the night. So,
Right, you two then. Sorry, voice croaky. You two up on the ridge. Me and Ulysses down here. We'll find a nice.
Why don't we start on the ridge and jump down? Actually, no, we want to be sneaky at first. We want to...
Yeah, because they'll be sleeping.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like that kind of. I'd love to. Don't get me wrong. Nothing better
Well, I know
than
as soon
jumping
as
down.
that red haze drops, then all bets are off. But I think initially we want to be... yeah.
So I go in? Because, you know,
So
stealth
it'd be
is kind of
yeah,
my
it
thing.
would be helpful to have you, and then we can have you yeet up there and...
Have we got any like rope or anything? I can't jump up there. Looking up at the 30 foot.
well, perhaps when the
I could toss you.
I will.
50 feet of rope.
I can loose a rope when it's. We shouldn't have it there now because they'll
No, yes. Yeah.
once the shit has hit the fan, then,
Okay.
as they say on the playground.
Okay.
Let's get in
Um,
position.
yeah, in terms of the lower area, is there anywhere that we can hide ourselves that would...
On either side of the road, other than where was kind of like somewhat cleared out, there are kind of just kind of like slight like rock formations, either something that's come off or bits that have been left over, that each kind of range from anywhere from like 5 to like 7 feet.
Okay.
So they're kind of like dotted around. So you could probably, as long as you roll high enough, should be easy to kind of hide behind and shimmy behind as they kind of like either go across or park
Yeah,
up.
we'll find the two larger ones, I suppose.
Let's hide up.
My stealth is
It's settled.
atrocious, but
So, what are we doing? What's Wayne doing?
So yeah, just that's a good point of order. Just because you guys, if you are all going off, you are kind of somewhat out of communication distance. So any plans and anything that you want to finalise?
So if you keep it, are you 3 of you staying together? Did we agree that in the end? Down.
I'm just going to stealth up front.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean you're certainly the most capable.
Yeah.
But I'm not super stealthy at all. I'm happy to be further away and sneak well no, because
So we've got sending stones. So if I stealth ahead, do I have to speak with a sending stone?
yeah,
Ah.
Not going to help.
that's what I'm sending.
Okay. Well,
Got anything I can? Could I? Oh, maybe I could just yeet a firebolt up to tell you to dash in and do your thing. Like a flare. But then
I
I'll
mean,
be on my
ideally
own
the
for
first
a
strike
little
won't
bit.
be dashing anywhere. We'll sneak up on top of them and
that would be the ideal
Oh,
plan.
so yeah, just us three up front then.
Yeah.
And then when it all kicks off, we'll firebolt and
let's go.
you follow up the rear.
Wink, wink.
And you and Elaine
Well,
at the rear as well.
with the somewhat remnants or kind of bare bones of a plan, what we'll do is we'll end it there so that you can go away, you can think about it, you can, with Sai actually
Has
present,
chance as well.
you
Yeah.
can talk to him
Yeah.
because he is probably going to be useful up front, but then if anything happens to the ones that are far back, you've got a bit of a distance to get back up to them. So yeah, we'll leave it there. We'll come back next session for you guys to.
On the eve.
I will try and sort out some sort of map so that you can actually assess it and kind of think, okay, well, where are we going to go? Where are we going to position ourselves?
Yeah.
And you can see what you're up against. If it is just
It's a bunch of
four,
traps.
it's just 4 guys and
Something like 100 people.
Durgot. Yeah.
Battalion.
It's what came on the boat. 1,000 more soldiers. Okay, cool.
But yeah,
Yeah, impressive.
we will leave it there. Once again, sorry for the quite large hiatus. We will try and be as...
I think that was Wayne's fault as well. I think.
no, that one was specifically size fault for existing. Nah, you're
Just
prank
prank,
guy.
just prank, bro.
But yeah, we're trying to be a little bit more regular as much as we can. But thank you everybody for listening, those that still are. As Tim said, Instagram, Twitter, hit us up on there. YouTube for the technically VODs, yeah. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.